Welcome, y'all. It's Wes with DIY Food Plot Pro. Thank you so much for joining us. On today's episode, we are bringing you a new product that is going to turn the food plot industry upside down. It's going to be that big of an impact on food plotters across the U.S. My name is Wes. I run the channel DIY Food Plot Pro. I've got a Bachelor of Science in Agronomy. I farm for a living, and I have an 1,800-acre whitetail deer hunting outfitter in Western Kentucky where we cannot bait. So we rely heavily on food plots to hunt the whitetails that we are blessed to hunt here in Western Kentucky. We are down in a soybean food plot that we just got planted. We know this is a high density deer zone. We know we're gonna have a lot of trouble with deer here. We planted later in the year, but we're still gonna have a lot of issues with deer over browsing soybeans. Many of you across the United States have issues with deer grazing soybeans, lab, other food sources that we plant that are highly preferred to those whitetails are highly susceptible to whitetails over browsing. I have done many things on this channel to try to prevent that from happening. I've brought you the scarecrows, I brought you some sirens, and today I'm bringing you the best invention that I've ever seen that's going to prevent food plots from being over browsed, and I am tickled to death to bring it to you guys. As many of you know that watch the channel, I put a ton of scarecrows out last year and they worked really well. This year I started moving up to some sirens, and I have had mixed results with that. One plot did really well, one plot did absolutely awful, and the scarecrows are something that really helps with whitetails. The issue is you have a scarecrow in that field that's not moving. It's not doing anything. It's simply staying right in place. And basically what happens is the whitetails will get right on the edge of cover and they'll watch this thing for a long time, and they realize it's not moving. So they ease out into the field and they start to eat very cautiously, paying a lot of attention to that, seeing if that is a threat or not. And they get closer and they get closer. Eventually they get up to the scarecrow. Then all of a sudden we got problems because we've got one deer that's not scared of the scarecrow anymore. And guess what that's telling every other deer in the woods? Hey, there's no danger here. Come on out and feed, no issues here. I did a bunch of scarecrows and sirens at one of my farms I planted soybeans on. I really felt really good about it. And I went back this morning and I was in disbelief the amount of whitetails browsing on those soybeans and the sirens and the scarecrow paying very little attention. This is something that I wanted to invent. This is an idea that I had, and one of the guys that I did a consultation for on his property last year, he sent me the link of this. Thank you for that, by the way, if you're watching. It is a product that is going to change the way we food plot, how we food plot, what food plots go in several different places. We've all have those areas where we can't put soybeans or lab, or other highly preferred food sources because the whitetail herd will just demolish them. This product is going to fix that. It's going to help us keep whitetails off the plots, feeding elsewhere until we take this product down, and then they're gonna pile back in when we're the only ones left with fall and winter food. So let's show you what the product is. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Plot Protector Pro by Aircrow LLC out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. This product right here is amazing. I have been playing with it all morning. I am absolutely shocked how good it works, how good a quality the product is. I'm gonna go over it with you, how it all works. I'm gonna demonstrate it for you and show you a lot of the neat features that come along with this thing. This is huge for food plotters. Why? What makes this different than just a regular scarecrow? This has a programmable timer inside there where you can turn this thing on and off, and there are 28 different settings across a 24-hour period where you can turn this thing on and off. So you can run this thing for a few seconds, spook all the deer out of the field, and all of a sudden it'll turn itself off. And you can have this preset programmed to come on when you want it on. Obviously during the day, we don't have a lot of deer pressure in these food plots. In the late evenings, overnight, that's when we get a lot of our pressure, and that's when I'm gonna set this one to be able to keep the deer out of these food plots over a longer period of time. Many of us know the devastating effects that whitetails over browsing can do on a corn crop, soybean, sunflowers, brassicas, you name the plot. they overbrowse it. It's not a good thing. Plot Protector Pro is going to protect those food plots in a way that we as food plotters have never seen before. This thing is absolutely unbelievable. It's got a solar panel. It's got a battery inside the box. I'm going to show you all the features, but first I want to show you exactly how this thing works and who is responsible for this build. The owner of Aircrow LLC, I talked to him on the phone many times. He's a wonderful individual. This is a mom and pop business. This is not your gigantic corporations that are making millions and millions of dollars every year that really don't need our support. This is a small business, guys. This is a product that I recommend to you. I truly believe in will help food plotters, and I really believe in this product. I'm going to have a ton of these on my farms, protecting the farms, because I've seen how this works. I've seen the show already, and I'm telling you, this is something that is really going to change the way we food plot. Let me show you how it works. Inside the box, we got a battery. We have got quick disconnects hooked up to the siren and the LED light. We also have the timer that sets 28 different settings in a 24-hour period. All this is programmable. Okay, so you can get every bit of this to come on. I want this to just come on right now for us to be able to see what this thing does. So I'm gonna hit this red button, it'll turn to auto. I'll hit it again, it'll turn to on, then this machine will come on. That thing is deafening loud. No kidding, that is unbelievably loud. You could hear that from a very, very far distance away. The little red sirens you've seen me use on the food plots, they don't have anything at all on that siren right there. That siren is way better. There it went. It is magnetic, okay? One other thing that I want to show you on this is both of the siren and the LED light are magnetic, okay? So you can change and you can adjust those however you want those. The big thing that I want with the LED light, you see that is pointing straight up and down, right? Why would I do that? Because at night, when these deer come in the field, this thing comes on, that spotlight's gonna come on and it's gonna be showing that dancing thing up there, okay? And that's going to let those deer see that, they're gonna hear that, they're going to hear the sound of that, and they're going to take off running in another direction as fast as they possibly can. It comes with two different inflatables. I'm going to put the other inflatable on and show you that one as well. You can see it's just got a bungee basically inside there. You just hook that right on top of the blower and you're ready to roll. Pull it off. Holy cow, that thing is super loud. You definitely want to wear ear protection if you're up close to that thing when it's going off. This thing is a product that I 100% believe in. Why? Because it adds that aspect of movement that I think is the most important aspect. Scarecrows work for a short amount of time. There's no question about it. They work. They will protect the plot until the deer get used to them. The problem is those deer get used to those scarecrows, and when they're not moving, and then they start coming out in the field and the game's over with. At that point, the whitetails don't see that as a threat anymore. They are not going to get used to this. There's no way that a whitetail is going to get used to this. With the movement, with the sounds, everything that you're throwing in on this, it is an amazing product that I think is going to change the way that we as food plotters do what we do. Now let's go over some of the basics on this machine. We got a 10-watt solar panel that is hooked in with a quick disconnect. We have a quick disconnect on the siren and the LED light, which I recommend running both. But when you're testing in your house, I would definitely disconnect that siren because you do not want that sucker going off in your house. I had my earplugs in the other day when I was messing with it. So, but he did put a quick disconnect on there, which is super helpful for that. Programmer, you can set that for every single day of the week. He's got instructions in this box, and everything is super thorough. He is a great guy, and he will go over everything with you if you need. He builds all of these in Lake Charles, Louisiana. So every one of these is built and put together here in the US of A. He buys multiple different products. He puts them together himself. I'm telling you, as a guy who struggles to find stuff that suits me as far as quality goes, this product is high quality. There's no question about it. The box is built stout. Everything about it is built stout. Everything on this entire unit is replaceable. The only thing it does not come with is the T-post. When you buy the Plot Protector Pro, you will get the solar panel, you'll get the siren, you'll get the LED light, you'll get the battery, the timer, and 2 inflatables. Obviously, you're gonna get the blower as well. That's all part of it. You can raise these up by putting a 2-foot piece of 4-inch PVC sewer drain on here. He has got a ton of videos that show these things working on his website, how-to videos, how to put them together. They're not complicated at all. Just an amazing design that I am really proud to put on this channel. Got the solar panel here. This is how I've got this hooked up. Every bit of this comes with the Plot Protector Pro. You got the quick disconnect. You got your siren. Got your battery, your programmable timer, all of the quick disconnects that are inside there. You've got your blower motor, you got 2 inflatables, and the LED light. And these lights and alarm are magnetic, so you can move them wherever you want to. There is enough space where you can move those around on there. 12-volt battery, 10-watt solar panel. So it's a big solar panel that's strong enough to keep this thing powered. He recommends running this only for a short amount of time, maybe 15 to 30 seconds at a time, and that's about it. All you want to do is keep the whitetails off the plot. Press it once, it goes to auto. One more time will be on. It comes with a 1-year warranty. When you purchase a unit, you also have him available for trained assistance. He is the one that runs the show. He builds them. He knows about these products. He is super helpful. I've talked to him multiple times on the phone getting this set up. It's extremely easy to set up. Nothing to it whatsoever at all. This is a small business that is trying to make it among the land of the giants. He has got a very well-built product here. I don't think you're gonna have any issues out of this at all. I was super impressed with the quality of the product. That's one thing that I'm big on, is finding high quality things, even if it costs a little bit more money, buying that higher quality material. And I love that programmable timer to where this thing's not just draining battery all the time. I got to come out here and put a new battery on it. I set this timer when I want this thing to come off. I expect this thing to really be an asset in my food plot program, whether it's crows, whether it's cranes, whether it's geese, deer, turkeys, squirrels, you name it. This thing right here is going to keep them out of your food plots. Some of you guys that are in hog country, I want you to put one of these out in those plots and see what this thing does against those hogs. I think we're going to be very surprised with the results that we get from these things. One question that we are going to have to try to figure out is how many of these it's going to take to protect X amount of acres. I don't have the answer to that question right now. One thing I can tell you is if a deer ever gets used to any deterrent that you're using, you're done. So I would go heavy rather than go light if it was me and I was trying to protect a plot. If I thought one might do, I would get 2 and make sure that you could put 1 on each end of that field and keep that plot clear and protected. I've seen that with my own eyes. Once a deer goes up there to whatever you're using and eats on the outskirts of it and is not scared of it anymore, then all of a sudden the entire herd is not scared of it as well. This has so many applications in gardens, food plots, any nut or fruit trees that we have that the birds are getting in on. This is going to be something that I'm going to use all over the farms. Most years I don't get any blackberries because the birds get to them right before they're ripe. Well, I'm fixing to get me some blackberries this year because I'm putting this sucker out. I'm going to put one out in the garden because the deer have absolutely ate every bit of our sweet corn out of the garden. And so I'm going to put one in the garden on our second planting of sweet corn, try to protect it as well. That way we can get some sweet corn to eat. We spend so much money on seed, fertilizers, chemicals. This is something that is cheap insurance right here. Keep things out of your plots. Make sure that your plots are going to be able to grow to the maximum of their ability for that year. There are places where I don't plant what I want to plant because I know the deer are going to overbrowse them. Not anymore. I'll plant it and I'll put one of these in there or two of them, and I'll be able to raise my crop, get that crop established, and then get this thing out. I think that's really important. I don't want this thing out year round. Obviously, we're deer hunters. We don't want this out during deer season. We don't want this thing out for 6 months. I want this thing out for 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, and then I'm gonna pull it. I don't want these deer getting used to this. I want this to be something that is absolutely terrifying to them and is gonna push them off the plots to where we can produce the food that we need to produce to hold the big mature whitetails all fall and winter long. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys exactly how this works. You click timer, and you can see an on and off. So you can see that my first timer is set to come on at 17:30. Okay, if you click it again, it's set to go off at 17:30 and 30 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna let it run for 30 seconds. And I'm gonna go through, I've got it going for every hour. There's off, on, off, on, off, repeat. And this one is on at midnight, and it goes back off 20 seconds later. Okay, so how you set this is you click timer. Look, it says 09. Click the week, make sure all the days are highlighted that you want. And then we're simply going to go to click the hour button, which will be 1. And that's all we want, 1 a.m. Okay, so that's on, that's when it comes on. Click it again, and this is 09 off. So now we're going to click 1, and then we'll go over here to the second button, and we'll let it run for 20 seconds. Click timer. It's set. If you would like to order the Plot Protector Pro, go to www.aircrow.com. That's AIRCROW.com. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Y'all smash that like and subscribe button.